Yeah, hey Starsky. Nice to meet you, man. So yeah, I'd love to tell you a bit more about PlayFader. It's a project from Play All Day in collaboration with Jason Hodges from 64 Pixels, who's made things like the CVOCD, and the Strum and Noodlebox. So PlayFader is a portable 2-channel CV MIDI sequencer, and the CV and MIDI sequencing happens simultaneously. Comes in a really cute little kind of cover because it's intended to be portable, and when you're ready to play, you pull your wristband off, flip the lid off, and that becomes your bass, and you're ready to kind of play. So I've got a device here that's ready to kind of show you kind of what it does, right? So 2 channels of CV and gate, and you can see the orange and yellow here are playing the primary oscillator, and the green and blue are playing the modulation oscillator. So we have a 2-voice setup here, but the voltage of the CV can be conditioned to be smooth as well, so you can have modulation or pitch per channel. And the fundamental premise of how PlayFader works is you control the voltage level with the fader, and you instigate a gate with the play button, which is the white buttons. So if you think of the piano, it's like... And now, you noticed it was repeating, right? We have a ratchet option, and that's in the time menu. This is like your quantization ratchet options. And you can see it's flashing. We had to implement soft takeover because as you move in and out of menus, you need to pick things up, and we never want you to do something externally that you don't want to do. So I've got that there. I'm going to bring it down to unquantized just to show you. So you can record at any point, unquantized if you want, that's by holding loop. So that was unquantized. I did quite well there. I think that was quite in time. 3 days of practice and Super Group will do that for you. And then now I'm going to jump over to play some ratchets over the top, which is going to allow me to bring a much more complex rhythm. So, and I can audition. So you can see how it just fitted those ratchets in, and I can do some other stuff like maybe a dotted 8 here and there. So I'll just put a little dotted 8, and then you've got this really interesting feature where you can decouple the recording of gate and CV. So I kind of like that gate pattern, but maybe I want to add some more variation with the CV. So by holding scale, I can toggle this icon here. That's indicating that CV is armed to record CV and gate, or just gate. So I want to record just CV. So for this channel, if I move this, see the pattern still staying the same? And I can record. So I've just recorded that, right? And then each channel actually has 2 recording buffers. And when you are recording, into that buffer, when you're recording to, by default, you're always recording to both, and that allows you to then jump into one buffer and either develop it or try some ideas out, and if it doesn't work out, you can go back to your previous buffer. So I've just jumped into the second buffer, and let's try some 32 steps. This is going to be a bit fast, and I can jump back to my other pattern. And I'm just seeing one voice here, so let's do a second voice. Let's do something on here. 16. Oh, we're on user scale. We were on chromatic before, so I'm just deleting that. So you can hear that I've just increased the octave by 1 on Atlantis, right? And I can do loads of things momentarily now, and it's really about having a safe zone on the top where you're making settings and adjustments like the time, ratchet menu, you hold time, nothing's happening until I press a play key. right? So I've got that going. And actually before, I forgot, I didn't have gates to activate. So that's why I was playing with the ratchet and the gates were changing. But now I do, I'm going to record something here. I'm actually going to play with the ratchets at the same time as recording. But you can see I don't want to hold time down, so we've got this cool thing called window latch. Any of the menus that you hit on the top, if you hold a double tap latch, that window is now locked. So that frees my finger up. Yeah, I've got to just change some different notes. You can even play this slow. And now I'm going to lock that in again, and I can do that without holding time. Right, so it's all about jamming over your groove. And that's just the time menu. You can jam with transpose, live, right, so transpose. You hold transpose, you move it to where you want to go. Now I don't want to hold that, so I'm with a window latch. And I can record transpose actually, which is quite cool. I've just created a whole new pattern, but all transposed within my user scale. And now I'm going to get into fun. Now we're going to get into the fun button. Because we've got an interesting pattern, and this is, when you've got stuff in, this is where you want to kind of cut it, chop it, affect it. And that's what fun does, right? Using the same principle before of window latch, if I hold fun and double tap latch, I'm now locked in what's the roll mode. This is the roll fun effect. And I can set the size of the loop rate I'm going to capture when I press play. Change when I'm grabbing the loop. My pattern's always there at the bottom. That's the roll mode. And then there's 5 other effects. There's slice, sustain, bend, random, and LFO. And probably the most interesting one, the other one I'll show you and leave you probably with that, is sustain. And sustain is a mixture of sustain and trigger. And to get that, you double tap and hold fun. This is the fun type effect menu. So that's sustain. The thing about sustain, it's good when you have less notes. So I'm going to show you another thing, which is how you can clear in a really cool quantized way. So I've set quantization to 16, hold clear, nothing deleted. I've just punched holes in nice 16th chunk out of my pattern. Although you get a nice little groove. And now I can have some fun with retrigger. So the left is the gate length and the right is the retrigger amount. And it's per channel. So it allows you to kind of jam and add triggers, play with sustain. And of course that depends on how you patch your synth. And you know, one other thing I'm going to show you, which was an unexpected win, which was like for modulation, is when you want to modulate a filter cutoff, you don't really want to be pressing the play key to move this voltage, to change the cutoff, let's say, right? So we decided to add latch with latch play. So that means you latch the play button. And what that means is the CV level is locked to the fader. You can double tap latch and you go back in. And what it does is create this really interesting musical thing where the gate hands are continuing, but you're playing the pitch and you've got 2 hands free, 2 voices, and ending up with something that's like really like live and dropping back into your pattern always. And and then the last thing I'll leave you with is 8 patches, save, and yeah, and that's it. You can save 8 patches. It's made out of recycled plastic. Care about the planet. We're trying our best, and we have lots of ideas for future alternate firmwares, because we want you to learn this and play it live, ideally. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.